Albert is one of Cygames' favorites. Let me explain. Debuting Cygames' first ever game, Rage of Bahamut, Albert's lore as a character can be condensed down pretty simply. His father, the king of the Kingdom of Levin, finds the Angel Egg, a jewel that would corrupt him into becoming a chimera. Left with no choice, Albert would have to kill his own father to bring back peace to his kingdom. While he successfully slays his father, he is then betrayed by one of his comrades, Urias, a researcher, who steals the Angel Egg for himself, and Albert has to go on a journey to save his friend despite the betrayal. In his story, there are other characters as well, most notably the Sky Knights, a group of knights that Urias was also once a part of. There is also the Levin sisters, who are a trio of female knights wearing uniforms that Albert designed himself, though the designs are questionable. So when Cygames made Grand Blue Fantasy their widely successful gacha game, it wasn't a shocking surprise to see Albert return with more or less the same story beats, though now the story is a bit more refined, giving Urias better motivation to betray Albert. Because in the story of Grand Blue Fantasy, Albert is favored over Urias, the illegitimate son to the king, because of his many heroics, and so the king would give Albert the Skyblade, one of Levin's national treasures, despite Urias. So caught between his loyalty to the throne and to his friend, Albert makes a series of wrong decisions, with it ultimately ending with him destroying the astral void Lacrima that contained the power of the primal beast, who was eating at Urias' negative emotions, turning Urias delirious and weird. By destroying the astral void Lacrima, it turns Urias into the chimera that we saw in the original Rage of Bahamut, though now the reason to save Urias is to save him from the control of the primal beast. Unit-wise, Albert since his debut was okay. Historically, Light has been one of the harder teams to build, and Albert was also very much outclassed by characters like Lucille as well. His title, the Thunder Swift Lord, kind of plays nicely into how his playstyle works, which is big burst damage all in one go, which I think is a fun playstyle. Albert would also go ahead and get 3 additional alts, one where you can obtain him for free through an event, and 2 other ones featuring a summer variation of Albert and a dark variation of Albert, but nonetheless, all very handsome versions. So in 2016, when Shadowverse was released, where they were recycling Rage of Bahamut artwork, it was only a matter of time before Albert would get into the game, since other Rage of Bahamut characters like Fort and Lucifer were already in. So later in winter of 2016, everyone's prediction of Albert should be coming soon becomes correct, as in the Rise of Bahamut expansion, Albert debuts as a legendary swordcraft card, and a really good one at that. Fighting a home almost immediately in mid-range swordcraft, Albert would be used as a turn 9 win condition, where players would save an evolution point, and thanks to Albert having Storm and the ability to attack twice, he would take his title as the Thunder Swift Lord to do 10 damage to the opponent's face in a 20 health game. Albert would also get 2 more cards and a spell card that features him and Urias together. I stopped playing Shadowverse before these 2 cards, so I can't tell you how good these were, but I do know that Levin becomes a tribal series of cards, and Albert was the center of these series of cards. Glory to the Sky Knights. In 2018, Dragalia Lost, a mobile game in which Nintendo and Cygames would publish, is released. While Albert wasn't there at the start, the Wormprint, Levin's champion, would. This gave players like myself hope that Albert would make his debut into the game, and about a half a year later, Albert joins as a light sword unit. His gimmick as a character stays largely the same in the fact that he's the Thunder Swift Lord, and he likes to end fights quickly, with big burst damage. Later down the line, his good friend Urias would also debut, but unfortunately not in the same element, as he was a water wand user. And with the new Shadowverse Worlds Evolved coming out soon, one of the images that they're using to promote the game is another Albert card. Therefore, he rears his beautiful head into yet another Cygames IP, being presumably another Swordcraft legendary card. There's a reason he's one of the poster boys of the Cygames stuff, because at the end of the day, he's just a cool guy with a great story that connects to other cool guys and gals. So in conclusion, Albert is great, and I can't wait till he makes a random appearance in Ume Masume next. Right, fellas? With this all being said, this has been JaeAIK. Thanks for watching. Consider becoming a member for as low as $1, as it helps me out a ton, and I'll hopefully see you all next time.